What if I told you that the most dangerous warrior in Japanese history didn't win because he was strong? He won because he was mentally unbreakable. No motivation speeches, no comfort, no excuses. In a world addicted to comfort, dopamine, and distraction, the mindset of Miyamoto Musashi is more dangerous than ever. Today, you will learn the exact rules Musashi lived by and how you can use them to build mental toughness, discipline, and focus in the modern world. Stay till the end, because the final rule will change how you see pain forever. Miyamoto Musashi was a legendary samurai who fought over 60 life-or-death duels and never lost. He wasn't handsome, not rich, not physically impressive, but he mastered something far more powerful: self-mastery. Musashi believed the greatest battle isn't against others, it's against your own weakness. So let's get into his rules. Rule 1. Control your emotions, or they will control you. Musashi wrote, "In the midst of chaos, remain calm." Modern life is chaos. Notifications, deadlines, anxiety, noise. Most people react emotionally. Musashi trained himself to respond calmly. So here's the modern application. When you feel angry, anxious, or overwhelmed, just pause. Breathe. Do absolutely nothing for 10 seconds. That pause is power. Mental toughness begins when emotions stop controlling your actions. Rule 2. Focus on one thing completely. Musashi practiced what's called ichijo zamai. One action, total focus. No multitasking, no distractions. Many of us struggle with phone addiction, ADHD, and constant task switching. Musashi would call this a mental weakness. So the modern rule is this: while you're working, put your phone in another room. Focus on one single task for 45 minutes of deep, uninterrupted focus. In today's world, focus is the new superpower. Rule 3. Reject comfort. Musashi actively avoided luxury. He slept on hard floors. He trained in harsh conditions. Why? Because comfort creates weakness. Modern people run from discomfort, but Musashi walked straight toward it. You can apply this today. Take cold showers. Do difficult workouts. Have those hard conversations you've been putting off. Practice delayed gratification. If it's uncomfortable but beneficial, do it. That's how real toughness is built. Rule 4. Discipline over motivation. Musashi didn't wait to feel like it. He trained daily, even when he was tired, even when he was bored. You see, motivation is emotional. It comes and goes. Discipline is structural. It's a system. Musashi's secret was to create routines that run even when motivation completely disappears. For example, have the same wake-up time, the same training time, the same work ritual every day. Discipline is what turns ordinary people into warriors. Finally, Rule 5. Detach from results. Musashi focused on the process, not the outcome. Win or lose, his effort remained the same. So much of our modern anxiety comes from an obsession with results. The views, the money, the validation. Detach from it. Focus only on execution. This is a powerful shift. Do the work without emotional attachment to the outcome. This creates a calm, unshakable confidence. Master these rules and you'll master yourself. Thanks for watching. Follow for more. Let's talk about rule number 6. Walk alone if necessary. Miyamoto Musashi spent a significant part of his life in solitude. Now, this wasn't because he disliked people or was some kind of hermit. Far from it. He understood a profound truth. Solitude sharpens the mind. It's a tool for forging mental clarity. Today, we hear a lot about a loneliness epidemic, especially in Western countries. It's a serious issue. But it's crucial to understand that solitude is not the same as loneliness, especially when you use it intentionally. Loneliness is a painful, involuntary state of social isolation. Solitude, on the other hand, is a choice. It's a voluntary retreat from the noise of the world to connect with yourself. When you embrace solitude, you give yourself the space to think deeply without constant interruption. You can dive into learning new skills, whether it's coding, playing an instrument, or mastering a new language. You can train your mind, practicing mindfulness, meditation, or simply untangling complex thoughts. There's an old saying, strong men are forged in silence. It means that the periods of quiet reflection, the hours spent honing your craft away from the crowd, are where true strength is built. It's in these moments of solitude that you can confront your weaknesses, develop your ideas, and build an unshakable inner foundation. So don't be afraid to walk your own path, even if it means walking it alone for a while. That's where you'll find your power, Now for Rule 7. Strategy always beats brute strength. Musashi was a master swordsman, but his legend isn't just about his physical skill. It's about his mind. He consistently defeated opponents who were bigger, stronger, and sometimes even faster than him. How? Through superior strategy. He was a chess master on the battlefield. He meticulously studied every aspect of a duel. He analyzed timing, knowing the perfect moment to strike and the exact moment to hold back. He was a master of psychology, getting inside his opponent's head, understanding their fears and their tendencies, and using that knowledge against them. He even used the environment to his advantage. He did position himself with the sun at his back to blind his opponent or use the terrain to restrict their movement. This principle is incredibly relevant in our own lives. We often hear the phrase, work smarter, not harder, and it's the essence of Musashi's philosophy. Brute force, just grinding away for hours, will eventually lead to burnout. But strategic effort is sustainable and far more effective. Start asking yourself some key strategic questions. In your career, what gives you leverage? What unique advantage can you use to get ahead? In your personal development, what skill, if you learned it, would compound over time and open up more opportunities than any other? And when you look at your day, where should you focus your energy for the maximum possible return? Don't just throw effort at problems. Life is a game of chess, not checkers. Think several moves ahead. Plan your attack. That's how you win. And now for the final and perhaps most powerful rule: use pain as a teacher. Musashi had a radical perspective on suffering. He believed that pain is instruction. Think about that for a moment. In our modern world, the default response to pain, whether it's physical, emotional, or mental, is to numb it. We distract ourselves with entertainment. We scroll through social media. We do anything we can to avoid feeling uncomfortable. Musashi did the opposite. He studied his pain. He leaned into it. He saw it not as a curse, but as a diagnostic tool. Pain shows you where you are weak. It highlights your limits, not to discourage you, but to show you exactly where you need to improve. Pain points to your areas for growth. When you experience a setback, a failure, or a moment of hardship, the natural human reaction is to ask, why is this happening to me? It's a victim's question. It positions you as a passive recipient of fate. Musashi would encourage you to reframe that question completely. Instead, ask, what is this trying to teach me? This simple shift in perspective is transformative. It turns you from a victim into a student. Suddenly, every challenge becomes a lesson. Every failure is a piece of data. Every painful experience is a stepping stone. Pain, when it is handled correctly, when it is studied and learned from, becomes power. It becomes the very fuel for your growth and resilience. So let's bring it all together. The rules of Miyamoto Musashi are not just dusty relics from ancient history. They are a practical, timeless blueprint for building modern mental toughness. If you can master these principles, if you can learn to control your emotions instead of letting them control you, if you can develop unwavering focus in a world full of distractions, if you can build the discipline to do what is necessary, even when you don't feel like it, and if you can learn to embrace discomfort as a catalyst for growth, you become unstoppable. This isn't about being the loudest person in the room or the flashiest. It's not about external validation. It's about building a quiet, internal, unbreakable strength. It's about becoming stronger from the inside out. If these ideas resonated with you, if they sparked something inside of you, then subscribe for more content on developing a warrior mindset. Because as we look toward the future, the world doesn't need more comfort, it needs more strong minds. Thank you for watching. Musashi once warned, "Perceive that which cannot be seen with the eye." What did he mean? He meant that most people live in a world of illusion. They lie to themselves, whispering comfortable falsehoods like, "I'll start tomorrow," or "I'm trying my best," or the classic, "It's not my fault." Musashi, on the other hand, believed in brutal self-honesty. He understood that true strength begins where self-deception ends. This is a powerful lesson for us today. The modern application is to ask yourself the hard questions. Where am I actually weak? Not where I pretend to be, but where am I truly falling short? What task, what conversation, what reality am I avoiding? What truth am I ignoring because it's uncomfortable? Mental toughness isn't about puffing your chest out. It begins the moment you stop making excuses. Reality doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't care about your comfort. A warrior understands this and faces reality head-on, without flinching. That is the first step toward genuine power. Next, let's talk about Rule 9. Master the basics until they become deadly. In a world obsessed with shortcuts and life hacks, Musashi's approach was the complete opposite. He didn't chase fancy, complicated techniques. He knew that victory was found in the fundamentals. He mastered footwork. He mastered timing. He mastered distance. He practiced them over and over and over again, daily, relentlessly. While modern people are looking for the next shiny object, the next quick fix, Musashi was building an unbreakable foundation. The life lesson here is profound. Don't chase complexity. Instead, master the basics of your own life. Master the art of communication, both in how you speak and how you listen. Master one truly valuable skill until you are in the top 1%. Master your body through consistent exercise and nutrition. Master your mind through discipline and focus. Remember this: the basics, when done with deep, obsessive focus, will always beat complexity done poorly. Your foundation is your fortress. This brings us to Rule 10. Do not depend on anything you can lose. Musashi lived a life of radical self-reliance. He traveled light, not just with his physical possessions, but with his attachments. He had no attachment to status, to money, to comfort, or to the approval of others. Why? Because he understood a fundamental truth. Anything you depend on for your happiness or security can be taken from you, leaving you broken and weak. So much of modern fear and anxiety comes from this dependency. We depend on our jobs for our identity, on social media for validation, on material things for a sense of worth. The samurai rule for the modern age is to build strength that is internal, strength that cannot be removed. Build your skills. Build your discipline. Build your character. Build your mental control. Ask yourself this question: if everything I own disappeared tomorrow, if my reputation was gone, would I still stand strong? A warrior's answer must be yes. So what's the final message here? Musashi didn't promise a life of happiness. He didn't promise comfort or ease. He promised something far more valuable: strength. And it is from strength, and only from strength, that true confidence, true freedom, and true calm can emerge. In a world that is addicted to comfort, you must choose discipline. In a world that is drowning in noise and distraction, you must choose focus. And in a world that runs from any hint of pain, you must choose growth. That is the samurai way, and it is more relevant today than ever before. If you are serious about becoming mentally unstoppable, subscribe to this channel. This isn't about temporary motivation. This is about building a life of self-mastery. Comment below with the words, "I choose discipline," because warriors aren't born. They are built, day by day.